But parents, when you read this and you hear me say this, by the way, before we wrap up here, I don't want to give this message here. On Tuesday, we know 4th of July is around the corner. We announced the new merch. This story, parents, you're going to get furious when I read the story to you. But before I do, we announced the Team USA merch on Tuesday.
This one's gone.
The numbered hats lasted a couple hours. Gone. This hat that we had, that Vinny's holding here, the USA flag,
I'm rocking
gone.
this one.
Future looks bright, gone. We have still a few of these USA hats to wear with Future Looks Bright. The audience recognize the valuetainers are now walking to each other. If you haven't yet placed, and this black one's sick, this one's absolutely sick. You can order the hats and match it with the shirts together when 4th of July comes. Sport this. Show people optimism that you believe the future looks bright. Represent the gear, that Valuetainment logo. When people see, they recognize that they come to each other and they talk to each other. Communities are finding each other. Whether you buy it for yourself, for your staff, for your teammates, for your parents, for your spouse, for your sons, for your kids, anybody, go to vtmerch.com and go on the U.S. collection. Place the order of the hats before they sell out. There's still some supplies left of the additional hats. 2 of them have already sold out. And match it with your shirt. And I think if you do, are we giving a mug with that? No, the Team USA 4th of July mug, as well as the USA Valuetainment keychain. So go place your order at vtmerch.com. All right, let's go to this last story. Parents, you ready? You ready, parents? Take a deep breath. Woosah, because this is what the teachers union head just said. Teachers union head gleefully declares that her union owns American children. This is from the Daily Caller. Chicago Teachers Union, CTU President Stacey Davis Gates, at a City Club Chicago event on Monday, quoted civil rights activist James Baldwin. Rob, do you have the video on this? Stating, I just want you to watch it for yourself, and then we'll go through this. Go for it, Rob.
CTU thinks your children are its children. Yes, we do. We do.
Oh, my God.
Did you?
Wait, was that a joke?
No, is that the only clip you got, Rob? Because there's a couple of them. So she says, the children, So she says, the children are always ours. The children are always ours. Every single one of them, all over the globe, and responded to the hypothetical parental objections by saying, CTU thinks your children are its children. Yes, we do. We do what you just watched. And accused the president of weakening teachers' union, describing his education agenda as a retaliation of the Civil War, okay? And Gates criticized Trump's push to dismantle. Is this the other one, Rob? It's a little bit longer. Play this clip. You have to see this, folks. This is Chicago's Teachers Union. If you guys are looking for a recommendation of school, this is definitely not one of them. But go ahead, Rob.
Unionist Kat Zamarin, one of the speakers at our November rally. She quotes brilliantly and perfectly American philosopher James Baldwin. Baldwin says, the children are always ours.
Always. Yes. Always.
Every single one of them, all over the globe. And what comes next is, CTU thinks your children are its children.
Wow, so pleasant.
Ooh. Yes, we do.
Yes,
we do.
They get some applause break.
We do. CTU thinks all children belong to it, and there's socialist conspiracy ideology. Unionist.
Wow. Gates criticized Trump's dismantling the Department of Education, implying that it attacks the civil rights movement while Chicago public schools struggles with the 2024 district reporting showing, ready for this? Fewer than 1 in 3 elementary students reading at grade level and just 18% testing proficient in math. CTU's actions keep schools remote for the entire 2020-2021 school year, not returning until August of 2021, and led to a 5-day closure in 2022 due to a walkout. Tom, thoughts on this story here?
This is, once again, this is, where do I start? This is the failure of public schools in blue states and blue cities. Now, they're failing in a lot of other cities too, but look at these test scores and look at these things. And by the way, the walkout was a teacher's walkout. And so they sure treat your children like crap for people that say, yeah, they're our children. We do not have education in America. In the public school system, we have indoctrination. We just have to look at it like that. They're not there to educate and get your kids and your test scores to high level. That's what they're there to do. It's outcome-based education. They're going to roll them forward, grade, and it is not their desire to put teachers into accountability. Everywhere else in America, you have accountability, starting with show up to work on time, where the teachers do not have accountability. They get tenure, and they don't have to be good at what they do. They don't have to reflect on this because the union ensures that they stay in place. So let me tell you, parents, this is what you get, and this is why homeschooling and vouchers are so important. Vote for vouchers. Get vouchers back on the ballot. It says, encourage homeschooling. Find people through churches and social groups that are bonding together to help homeschool kids. The test scores are higher. You control the outcome of your kids because this is what you get in the public school system. And she is a caricature of just what I feel is just the deleterious evil that exists there, because to say we have your children and then they look at their own report card, what they're turning your kids into, how do they look in the camera with a straight face? How does she go to Chicago City Club and give this talk with a straight face when she's looking at what's happened in Chicago to these kids? What are they turning out? Look what's coming out of that factory. Look what's coming out of that factory.
Not good.
Is it? That's it?
I could keep going.
No, I thought.
I'm
He's
taking.
not
Adam,
happy
go ahead.
about
No,
that.
I'm taking a breath
that was
here.
like Adam, go for it.
He's not
Tom
happy.
just like
Yeah.
his pause was.
Well done,
but
Tom.
go ahead.
Well, look, this might be a controversial statement, but I believe that the children are the future, and if you teach them well, you let them lead the way.
Huh.
And that's how that works. But here's let's break down the numbers. You know,
It's a commercial
words talk,
for
numbers
Montessori
scream.
schools.
What percentage of teachers are male versus female in American public school system? Well, the answer is almost 80-20. So the vast majority of teachers who work in public school systems or in the teacher union are women. Now, if you take it a step further, what percentage of those are conservative versus liberal? Well, there's another 80-20 split right there, and it's probably even worse. So the vast majority of the people that are teaching your children are liberal females. Now, we all know the stats about if a single mother raises a child versus a single father versus two parents in the home. When there's a single father, the stats basically don't deviate from two parents being in the nuclear family. But if it's a single mother, no disrespect to the single mothers out there, I know how tough it is, but your children turn out a lot worse. So now you get the indoctrination from a liberal female raising your children vocally, proudly. And then the last point is this. Do you know what percentage of political donations from the teachers union go to Democrats versus Republicans? 94%
Basically
go
all
to the
of it.
Democrats.
Wait till I
So
tell you what
you
I
have a
just found out about this
stranglehold
lady.
over your children, and they're telling you to your face how they operate.
Let me show you
Proceed
this.
with
Rob, if
caution.
you can go to her profile, okay? I wanted to see if she had kids, which she does. She's married with 3 kids. But watch this one here, folks. Rob, go all the way down, all the way down, all the way down. Right there. No, not there, right there. Personal life. In September 2023, Davis Gates faced controversy after a website critical of the Chicago Teachers Union published her son's name, photo, and the name of the private high school, which she is enrolled in. Critics highlighted her past statement criticizing school of choice initiatives, where Davis Gates highlighted her son's enrollment as representing a larger issue of disinvestment in public schools. Rob, can you click on number 32? It's going to take you to New York Post. Click on 32 and go to the New York Post article. Look at this. Teachers Union chief calls private schools fascist, but send her son to one. This is the hypocrisy of people like this. Go a little bit over, racist, to call private schools fascist and racist, but turns out her son goes to one, has long bragged about how her children go to Chicago public school, but she recently got outed as sending a son to a prestigious private Catholic school on Chicago's South Side, De La Salle Institute. Average tuition, $15,000 a year. Good for her as a mom choosing what's best for her boy. Wow. But this makes her rhetoric calling school choice actually the choice of races and private school segregation academics utterly damning. Go a little bit lower. But she even helped kill an Illinois program providing grants to underprivileged children for private school tuition. Wow. When it ends in 2025, and some 9,000 kids will lose out on what she provides for her own son. That doesn't merely make her a hypocrite. It means she knows her rhetoric is untrue, but spouts it anyway in service to her powerful union. That is, she's demonizing others for power and profit, a hallmark of actual fascists in most people's books.
Wow. Amen.
Isn't that
and this
amazing?
is what I'm talking about.
Isn't that amazing? Is that not amazing when you think about this here? I absolutely love when you get these types of stories. Just like Mamdani earlier. These capitalists are the problem. Hey, can you guys buy the merch?
Check out
For
our
us,
merch.
By the way, we are proud capitalists here. We proudly sell merch. We are not hiding. We proudly run Manek. We proudly hire people. We proudly, last Monday, our orientation, we hired 12 new employees, salary, benefits, all of it. We proudly are hiring people and growing, and we are not ashamed about it at all. And all these rhetoric stuff that people say, we're not embarrassed about it. We're very proud to be capitalists ourselves. It's these other people that bash capitalism on the back end, they're true capitalists. They just don't want to publicize it. And they play with people's minds regularly. I just love that the story ended the way that it did. I didn't know about it until we went into it. And I said, let me find out what her real background is.
You
Anyways,
usually
French
don't
laundry.
have to go
French
far
laundry.
to
Gang.
find the hypocrisy.
That's
there.
right. I agree. Hey, folks, again, go to vtmerch.com, place the order for the USA hats as we're coming closer to the 4th of July. Represent the shirt. Put the clothes on. When you put them on, please tag us. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.